Welcome back, my favorite Python programmers, to a brand new video, and in this one we are going to be actually looking at a very hard quiz. Of course, if you are a student of 2M Python Dev at our university, or not university, institution, Python Teaching Institute, this should be a piece of cake or walk in the park. So let's look at what we have. Whoa, scary, right? Honestly, when I saw it, I was a bit intimidated at first sight. But then when you break it down, it's really kind of easy. So first of all, we have a list that contains 1, 2, 3, and 4. Very simple, nothing too complicated. But then we have B, and B is list comprehension. How do we know it's list comprehension? Because we have a for loop inside of square brackets that immediately should be, list comprehension. Now, what we have inside is actually very, let's call it complicated. First of all, what we're doing is we are taking the sum, and by the way, if you don't know what list comprehension is in the first place, I recommend that you watch the video that I will link somewhere at the top. Oh, I'm sorry, by the way. Take your time, try to figure out what the answer is from these 4 choices right here. Alright, I hope you tried your best. That's the only time you have. No, I'm joking. It takes a substantial amount of time. I do recommend that you get a pen and paper and actually do the calculation. It's a very nice mind-boggling experiment. So what we're doing in here is, first of all, we are summing. We're using the sum. So we get a list and we apply the sum, or the sum function sums all the individual items inside of that list. And if we look closely, and this is something that I honestly fell into it immediately, was that this right here, we have actually slicing. So we are slicing the list. And the starting point is 0 and the end point is x plus 1. For x in range 0 to the length of a. So that is very interesting. So x changes, and then based on that change, the slicing of a changes, and then we sum whatever we've sliced, and then the result is put in B in a list. All right, so let's go ahead and break it down. And I actually have something really cool in here. I have a chance to use my Wacom. Boom, there we go. Let's do a snippet and let's explain what is going on. So first of all, what is the length of A? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 elements. So whenever we have 4 elements, it means that the length is equal to 4. That means the range is going to be an interval of 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, actually, I apologize. The values for x are going to be 0, 1, 2, and 3, right? Because whenever we have a range, it's up to, but not including. So these are the values that x is going to take. So let's start with 0. So we have 0 plus 1, it is equal to 1. And that means that we are slicing from 0 to 1. So we're taking 1 right here. Okay. Oh, and by the way, first of all, we know that A is never going to be the answer, right? Because B is a list comprehension. So it's going to be something B, C, D, E. So we start off with the slice. So it's going to be 0 until 1. And remember, whenever you're slicing, it's also up to, but not including. So we're only taking 1. So this is 1. And when we sum up 1, it's going to be 1. Right? And the sum is going to be 1. So the first element is 1. That's easy enough. Now we go to actually having x as 1. So we're going to say that x plus 1, so 1 plus 1, it's equal to 2. That means we are slicing A from 0 until 2. And it's up to, but not including. So we start at 0, 1, and we don't have to. So this is, by the way, I apologize, this is a list, and then the sum is 1, right? So the last line is going to be the sum. Right here, what we're extracting is 1. Oops, nope, that's not. Yep, like this, 1 and 2, and when we sum them up, it is equal to 3. So now we know that it is not B, it is not A, it's going to be C or D. Let's continue on. So next one for X is going to be 2 right here. So we're going to saying 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. So it's from 0, slicing A 0 to 3. So it's going to be 1, 2, or actually 0, 1, 2, and not including 4. So we're going to have 1, 2, and 3. So 3 plus 2 is what? 5 plus 1, 6. So we know that the answer is going to be C. But let's continue on just for the fun of it, and because who doesn't like doing math? So right here, this is going to be a bit uncomfortable. We're now at 3. So we're going to say that we have 3 plus 1, and it's of course going to be 4. Then we go slicing from 0 to 4, which is basically the entire list, right? Because we have 0, 1, 2, and 3. Of course, 4 is not included. If it was more than that, we would be out of range, and that would suck. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and if we sum them up, 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 2 plus 3, which is also 5. So we have 10, and basically we take this, we have 1, 3, 6, and 10. So the answer is indeed C. Wait, never trust. First of all, I want you to take the time, remember the screenshot, right? Remember these numbers. And by the way, maybe my head was, I'm gonna move things around, okay? I'm gonna be dashing back and forth. But anyways, remember this, make sure that you understand what it is, and let's see if we actually got this right, because imagine if I am wrong. That would be so embarrassing. So right here, let's right click and run, and boom, there we go. Let me try, and yeah, I don't have too much space. I did not think this all the way through. So our answer was 13610, and the answer is indeed 13610. Ladies and gentlemen, if you were able to solve this quiz, this is actually very, very good, because it's not an easy quiz to solve. It's kind of complicated. When I looked at it, I was like, oh, this is a lot. But as you can see, once you break it down, it's very easy. The lessons here are knowing what the length is, because some people might think that the length in here is not 4, it's actually more, or they think they get confused on the length, but the length here is 4. The range starts at 0, so the first element is 0. You'll notice that even I made the mistake and I had to go back. So a lot of things can go wrong when you're calculating right here. Another thing is how the slicing is dynamic. So it starts 0 to 1, then it's 0 to 2, then it's 0 to 3. So it's very dynamic, and it could have even been more dynamic with some tweaking on the 0 side. And then we sum them, and these are individual elements inside of this list comprehension. So there are a lot of lessons in here to be learned. If you haven't understood it completely, please leave a like. If you have any other quizzes that you want me to break down like this using my Wacom right here, right? I bought this a year ago and I've used it 3 times, more than like 2 years ago, and I've used it. Oh, wait, 2 years ago? Yeah, something like that. And I've used it. This is maybe the 3rd time I use it. But yeah, it was a great opportunity for me to use. Like, share, subscribe, whatever they say for YouTubers. And if you want, you can also follow me on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, all of that stuff where I share tips and tricks on how to learn properly, where to start, what to do, how to apply the knowledge that you've learned, how to go through projects, and all of that good stuff. If you don't know, I have a Python Teaching Institute where I take complete beginners that can't write a code to save their life, and I push them through the stratosphere. So they become master Python programmers with all of the details that you've seen right here. They can solve it not with these, of course, but with the comprehension, we teach you how to solve things. We take you through challenges where you have to go through these. So you will have the mindset of breaking. You, at first sight, it might not be easy, but as you break it down, you will be able to solve it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one, hopefully with another opportunity to use the Wacom. Bye bye for now.